We are in the age of Swiggy and Instamart and everything fast and instant. And so with the instant thing, this also happens. We want instant solutions. Everything is quick,
You just need to think about, everything in your life, whatever you are doing.
Yeah.
Because your time is your life.
I can't read books. I would just be like in coloring books and puzzles and everything. But I would not even read comic books.
Not noticing it, just leaving it unconsciously in a default mode.
Yeah.
Something is boring, I don't want that in my life.
Yeah.
I want happiness and peace and freedom in my life.
I think how you explained it is like I just got goosebumps all over myself.
Welcome back to Untying the Knot with Trupti.
Like how I have observed is a lot of younger people do not want to be, they want to be seen, but at the same time they do not want a footprint, they don't want their history to be there. They still want to be invisible and they want to name it as privacy, but they at the end of the day put everything out there, So, and it's a lot of like Snapchat culture and Instagram culture where they have put stories. And I am one of those people who puts a lot of stories, but I share other people's content because I know people are watching stories, but I am one of those people who never see stories of other people because I know it's not adding value to me, but because I understand that other people are watching stories. So to even reach out to them, what I do is I take material of things that I want to share, that I come across when I am doom scrolling on Instagram, and then I'll be like, okay, this is some useful information. It makes sense to me. Instead of actually posting it or trying to make content about it, I'll just put it on my stories because I know people are watching it. I don't watch it, but people watch it, But I think it comes from a culture where they'll just put something for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then it just disappears. But I don't understand, like, it is a different way from where we have come from, like I was saying, the culture of when we had Facebook and we used to post everything because we wanted to share. We still want to share, but I think places like Instagram and social media has just become a place for marketing at the moment, and people are not really sharing their lives. And also the need to feel connected through social media, it's not translating in the same way, like even right now, if I call you, I'm getting connected to you and I'm genuinely talking to you, as opposed to social media where we think it is social. It's no longer social. So that's what I think about it.
So you raise so many different points here.
Yeah.
Let's break down and talk about the first thing that, today a lot of people prefer to share their content with everybody, but not for a long time. Not for long period of time. So
no permanency.
Yes. And also they are spending a lot of time in short content and at least watching stories which will only take a few seconds, not even 1 minute. So
30
that
seconds something.
Those people, I know you are not doing it, but only those people who are actually doing it, they just need to understand that what they are really giving up. Like, what if I am giving 15 seconds in my day to something, at night I definitely want to think about it. Is it adding some value in my life or not? So that's what I would tell everybody to do it. Then you won't have a regret in your life. Otherwise, all this anxiety and regret and worry and boredom, all those things, you just need to think about, everything in your life, whatever you are doing. Because your time is your life. Right? There is no
that is the real currency.
Exactly. So when people say, oh, I'm very bored, that's why I was watching it, and after that they also regret it,
and they're tired.
This whole cycle, I just tell everybody to rethink about it, maybe every single day. Every single day, whatever you are doing, is it worth my time? Is it worth my life? What it is adding in my life? So if that value is not there and I'm still assigning value next day, doing same thing, even for 50 seconds, it's still my life. So I want that to be something meaningful to me, which will bring something more meaningful in my life. Right? So that's my suggestion to everyone. Another
actually
point,
want to add, I agree with what you said, like, about the anxiety bit, because it's not just that 15 seconds. So how stories function is also, of course, like, you've posted a story, it's for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever time it is. After that, because you want the dopamine hit so much, you want to know who has seen it, you go back and you keep checking. So now you're not just giving that 15 seconds, you're going back to your own stories, checking who's seen it, who's liked it, who's seen it, who's liked it. So it's not 15 seconds, it's adding up to like more 15 and more 15 and more 15.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that instead of dopamine, now you're getting the anxieties, right? So yeah, I agree. Like, that's the anxiety buildup that people don't realize, okay, where is it coming from?
And also that one action lead to another one, right?
It's a loop.
So impact in my life later on.
Yeah, what
So
is
when
the
people
impact
say
it's
what is
creating?
wrong with this 15 seconds, so
Yeah.
my point of view is that
Yeah.
not during that 15 seconds
Yeah.
you won't see any harm, right?
Yeah,
But if you are noticing it, you can notice the harm.
yeah.
But if you don't notice it, your life,
Yeah.
that why you did this, why you spent this amount of time, you're just not noticing it. You're just leaving it unconsciously in a default mode.
Yeah,
And then you feel like, oh, I want to live my life my way, but your way is there. You have all kind of freedoms. Now only you are not noticing where your mind or energy is going. So you
Yeah.
need to think about it,
Yeah.
rethink about it all the time for your every action.
yeah,
What is the harm in a long term too?
yeah. What is the effect?
The
What is-
benefit
yeah.
in a long term too?
Yeah.
For example, we all know that the exercise we don't like to do that much.
Yeah, we have to
always
get into that mindset to do it. Yeah.
We have to put an effort and convince yourself,
Convince
you
our
have to
minds
do
we
it.
need to do it.
And this much time and this much energy, even if I feel tired, still we all push ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We all push ourselves to do something more. I have to finish at least 30 minutes exercise or something like that. The same thing we are not taking seriously about the mind health, about the mind.
That's so true.
So mental stuff, we are keep doing mental things.
Yeah.
But every mental activity, it also gives some result. We are not
course,
aware of that
it's
result
all
because we don't
connected.
want to think about the result. So it's not about few seconds what I saw or how much time I spent, but after that what it will give me as a result.
What is the
in my
ROI,
mind.
right? What people keep telling these days, what's the return of investment? That is investment of our time,
Yes.
our energy. So I think people don't have space for reflection because we are just like so consumed in doing those activities. And it's the same thing if you
Yes.
take the time to actually reflect on your mental health.
So you earlier talked about dopamine briefly, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to see the more detailed criteria of how the dopamine is really essential for us and how misusing this whole thing can actually have a bad impact in our life. I have
Okay.
recently created a video which is 10 to 15 minutes long, and if you start consuming content that genuinely adds value to your life, it can help you pause, reflect, and understand why you are doing what you are doing. And for most people, the work and daily routine feels boring and repetitive. So whenever they get free time, they turn to entertainment and distractions. And this way, years pass by without ever asking, how can I grow, learn more, and elevate my mind? The right content doesn't just entertain you, it makes you think, question, reflect, and improve. And another thing I just wanted to add that, because you said earlier that social media is not more about connecting socially,
Not
but
anymore, yeah.
not anymore, and
Yeah.
becomes all about marketing point of view, right? Because that's exactly the point. when you do some activity and you know very well during that activity what is your mental state. So everybody thinks that I am relaxing right now. That means you are not conscious, not putting effort, you are not aware. And that is the best time to actually put someone else's idea in your mind. But times have changed. In the past, people fought wars to regain their freedom from external control. And today, our minds are shaped during our so-called relaxation time through the constant repetition of ideas, As a result, we often don't even know why we want to look a certain way, or why we want certain things in our life. What you call entertainment, right? And books are boring. This whole idea is actually maybe not your idea. You never tried. At the starting, like when you start exercising, you don't feel joy, right? But after a while, we all know that
Yeah.
after a while we feel great.
Because the endorphins, everything is kicking up. Yeah.
Yes. So even reading at the starting, your mind will tell you
I
that
agree.
it is difficult.
I agree
There
with
is
that.
no joy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying take a control of your own life.
Yeah.
If you wanna enjoy the freedom you get,
Yeah.
just see where you are not free. Because right now, even you think that this is not I want in my life, right? If you think that this is not what I want in my life,
Yeah.
then why you are still living the life you don't want?
Yeah. What is it that I'm contributing to the same life, and like
Exactly. So
thinking from the
so
perspective
these
what needs to change.
questions are
Yeah.
important. Try different things, especially the critical thinking, the book reading. Those
Yeah.
things will help you. Have a question everything about your life, your mind, your choices, your likes, where they are coming from. So that's it, is because you were not conscious enough.
Yeah.
And definitely we saw all the advertises, movies, they are showing us what is a good time means, what is a good life means. And
It's all conditioning.
we
Yeah.
try to live that, and we know that we still feel lack and empty.
Yeah.
So it is a good to question that why I still want to continue doing same way, and how many more years of my life I want to give to this thing.
Yeah, because like you said, our time is like life is time, because that's the currency, right? And also from what you said earlier and what I added to, like, it is an illusion of choice, because even if we perceive that we have freedom, like I have the choice to make a decision, do I want a pizza, do I want a burger, do I want Chinese, there are so many choices now that you're not really free. It's just an illusion of freedom, like it's like the same thing that we are living right now, like with the age of information. It is also a lot of misinformation. Like even if we go online and try to search, especially now we're trying to search something, but then there is true information and there's also like half information. I wouldn't say false information is already, but there's also half information, that okay, if there is a herb that helps you heal, this is just a random example, or like an exercise, let's talk about exercise since we were talking, right? Okay, this exercise does this, but do you really know if the posture that you are now doing is correct or not, if this is good for you? Like, and also the discussions about like, okay, eating this is going to help you have serotonin in your body and other things, right? But do you know your body enough? First of all, how much serotonin it secretes, like where is your mind going? Do you even need that thing?
Yeah, so what you are explaining right now is a part where I was saying that we have a habit to not putting much effort, and in a short video, in a
Easy.
few seconds, in a 1 minute, in a 2 minute, if somebody is giving us diet plan or life advice or business or finance or you name it,
Yeah.
either it's a hairstyle or anything,
Anything.
and we really don't question, don't try to get more knowledge, don't try to even have more information.
Yeah.
We just want to see the result quickly. We just want to put less effort and get maximum result, right? That's what we think,
Yeah.
that we are being smart, we
Yeah.
are being fast,
Yeah.
very effective. But actually every time we are like following this kind of advices, and
Yeah.
those advices are, so many people are they are just making money, and they are not giving us the right advice, right?
Yeah.
It is our life, our body, our mind. We need to have enough information about
Yeah.
in my channel, I have this whole list of videos which are only connected to the mind, which is covering neuroscience, psychology, philosophy, all different department. And the main goal of that playlist is that if you really want to understand your mind properly, you will actually able to live a happy life.
Yeah.
It is your mind, your
Yeah.
responsibility to understand it.
Exactly.
Just like it is my body, I know what is going to suit me and what is not.
Yeah.
So try and understand your mind, your brain chemistry, everything, and then decide how my choices are, where my choices are coming from, and what
Yeah.
exactly will be right for me.
Yeah. So, like, okay, for someone like me who is like constantly, I'll just take my example right now, is on the go, and I'm not currently practicing any meditation, although I do practice, like I used to in the past. Right now, I'm not practicing it. So, if I have to restart, what would you suggest? Like, what is the point? What is the first step should I take, and what should I reflect upon?
So you are asking specifically about meditation.
Yeah, like right now, I'm not doing anything.
Yes. So again, my answer is little different than what people know, that okay, yoga is good for body and meditation is good for mind, and everybody have this kind of problem, anxiety, and they will go and spend money in a meditation class, and they think that somehow my life is gonna be fixed, right? I'm still saying same thing, that this meditation, yoga, there is no shortcut. If you are still looking for a shortcut,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
it's gonna give you that short result.
Short result. Yeah.
If you learn how to do meditation, and why I want to learn meditation, because I have anxiety, I have some problem, and why I have anxiety, that you are still not ready to understand, investigate, inquire into, that you don't want to do. On top of the problem, you just want to add some solution.
Yeah. It's like a band-aid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why those things are helpful, but they are not gonna, because that's
They're
not
not-
a part of your problem. You understand? So I always give example with the physical illness. For example, if I have some problem in my brain, right? I have a headache. I have a headache and I'm keep taking painkillers. Or maybe sometimes, I go out and eat, I watch movie, I call you and we talk, and I feel good now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just distracted.
Yeah. It's
temporarily.
escaping. Yeah.
So
yeah.
all the distractions are there.
Yeah.
And then this headache is keep coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm not questioning. I think I should learn meditation and yoga.
Yeah, because people are
Because the
saying so.
pranayam will help me open
Yeah.
up something. I don't know.
I mean,
So
it does, but you need that consistency, right?
then unless
Yeah.
when I go to the right doctor, right, and they see if where the problem is, there the solution needed, right?
Yeah, of course.
If the problem is somewhere else, and you are keep adding that, new diet, new meditation technique, new yoga asana, this and that. So all those things are just temporary, and it
Yeah.
will give you will learn from
Temporary
maybe
results.
15 minutes or 1
Yeah.
hour session in a whole week or something.
Yeah.
It will only give you a little bit benefit out of
Yeah.
it.
Because the root cause is not addressed.
It's not addressed, and it will keep coming back.
Yeah.
Look, meditation helps quiet the mind, but Vedanta helps you understand it. Meditation can bring temporary calm, whereas Vedanta gives you the knowledge to remove the root causes of confusion and suffering. So Vedanta doesn't just manage the symptoms, it transforms the way you see yourself and the world. If there is any other way that I could be happy, I would have done it.
Yeah.
Because I know after getting all this knowledge, that was also purpose of everyone, and
Yeah,
including
yeah.
mine too.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be happy independently of anything.
That's what all of us want, right?
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Why other people are just not getting the idea? Because that's why I'm saying what is really stuck with me. See where the problem is keep coming up. Like I'm just telling you that
Yeah.
we know that if I keep having this headache, now I have to do something. Go to an expert who will check, what is wrong with this my brain.
And what
Why
if
I'm
you
keep
find out
having
it's not
this?
even the brain? That's exactly what we're discussing, right?
Yes. So go to the right person.
Yeah.
Try and analyze your life, your habits. Please be very honest about your habits. We all have the same habit, right?
Yeah,
Our
yeah,
mind don't want to put more effort. That is our biological condition. we have to get out of it.
Yeah, we are in the age of Swiggy and Instamart and everything fast and instant. And so with the instant thing, this also happens. We want instant solutions. Everything is quick, you know. So I think, like you said, we will have to consciously take that. If I want to be happy, I'll have to put in that effort. Like, it is my responsibility to take the time out to understand, even if it takes me 1 hour, it takes me 3 months, it takes me a year, but I have to put in that effort.
And without philosophical inquiry, there is nothing gonna work long time. That is, you can experiment everything you want, and there is no problem with experimenting. Even fast food, that Swiggy and Zomato, it helps me, and I know it. That actually saves my time. So I can read more books. I can do something more in my life. I observe it consciously.
You are seeing what is the application and how it's helping you.
But now, it's the same mindset that because that food came and it makes my life easier. And now the real question is, where am I investing this extra time? Is it helping me grow, learn, and adding some value to my life, or it is just keeping my mind occupied with unconscious distractions?
Yeah.
So that's what you need to actually, every time you need to ask consciously that if I'm trying this quick solution, is it working?
Yeah.
And if it is not working, drop it.
Yeah. I think it comes down to, like, how is this thing adding value to my life, and how is it not? Like you said earlier, like, how is it hurting my life and how is it benefiting it, you know? And like you also said, like, of course, it's the same thing that I said, like, if I am too caught up in my work and that work is important, it is giving me an ROI because I am making it happen, and so the cycle of it. But at the same time, if I need food also, because that food is then going to give me energy to actually be able to function, but I don't have the time to cook, I'll also order, right? But that is what it is, solving a problem to then energize me and give me the enough time and energy to be able to conduct a task, right? So in that sense, I think it becomes very important for us to, how you said, to inquire all of our actions. And so when you just now said, like, the base will still be philosophy with everything that we do, the philosophical inquiry, can you give some examples of, like, in the daily life, if me or someone else wants to start practicing, where can we start? Like, what is the inquiry we can begin with? Some questions that we can do.
So this is not like a mantra that you do this today and this tomorrow and this. That's why I'm like keep recommending everybody to please start reading books. Books will be helpful, philosophical books, and definitely the philosophical books has a difficult language to start with. Then just like anything else you want to learn in your life, we need a teacher.
Yeah.
Even I know that I want to make some new dish which I don't know how to make it. I need some expert to teach me.
Yeah.
Right? I want to drive a car. I need to learn that from someone.
Correct.
So the same way, even gym trainer, we need a teacher for everything. The philosophy is also like that. You should find someone, right, who actually learn this their whole life. They know and they now teach it.
Yeah.
So find someone who can actually teach you properly. I have been interested in philosophy since childhood, and I have studied Advaita Vedanta for 15 years. 2 years ago, I wrote my first book, and writing my own book was only that the goal was in my mind, that especially the young people who don't have a time to read 100 book like me, and they still want to have the grip on their life, their mind, and proper understanding of all these sciences and the philosophy together. So all this thing with the modern language is actually explained under 100 pages of book.
Oh wow, what's it called?
It's called ABC of Vedanta. But let me tell you, that book is not available just to read. You cannot buy that book anywhere. This condition was necessary. I don't want
I know,
so many people just to read and
the same thing, the band-aid stuff.
Before philosophy, you don't understand the words, what they are really trying to say. The same mind, which actually, that is the same usual mind, which was already creating all these problems in a life, will misunderstand.
Yeah.
right? We use that word
Because we have a filter, we have a bias.
filter.
Yeah.
So we use the word like the ego filter, right? Because it has
Yeah.
old tendencies, old beliefs,
Yeah.
and those are not questioned yet, right? Those are just as it is. And now you're gonna see all these words with that filter. You're not gonna get
Not
the
an
real
open mind.
understanding.
Yeah.
You're not be able to do critical thinking that way. So for this, only you have to join the book club. So the Vedanta book club is also available online and offline.
Okay.
I teach whoever is interested, they sign up.
Yeah.
And you have to sign up, you have to commit just 2 months. Once a week, there will be a session, only 1 hour discussion and then 1 hour question answer.
Okay.
Because this book is beginner friendly, it is easy to understand how Vedantic wisdom provides practical guidance for making better decisions and identifying the root causes of constant unwanted mental activity. In modern world, such clarity is essential for maintaining mental peace, resilience, and even meaningful relationships.
Yeah, I think that is a very good way to put it, because like right now you talked about the book club also, and how about the reading thing also. I was raised in a way where my parents tried so hard to make me read books, okay? But I was like, I can't read books. I would just be like in coloring books and puzzles and everything. But I would not even read comic books, okay? They tried all different genres. And then I think it was, and I would read stuff only if I wanted to research on a topic. So it's the same thing. If I inquired, okay, this is a disease and I want to deep dive, I'll find all the papers and research. I'll research it and then it's done, you know, like in that sense. But it's not like a habit in itself, you know. So the knowledge is there, but it's limited until the inquiry comes instead of actually doing it daily, you know. So that's where I think consistency also came in. But then once we did the book club, like, you know, I did it with you. I think I always have a book on me wherever I go, and then that has developed such a reading habit in me that I constantly want to read something, that I get a thought, okay, should I be reading? Should I actually watch something? And then first of all, I'll see, okay, what do I have to read? And now I have made this habit, like, you know, when I'm going to work and I have those 20 minutes for me in the auto rickshaw, like, you know, going from my house to work, I'll always read a book, you know. It'll be whatever subject, but it'll be a book. I'll do some reading, some inquiry, that, you know, it is giving me some sort of knowledge. So yeah, I think I definitely agree with that whole habit and system thing, like, you know, adding value, because that is the value that I added in my life. Okay, what am I doing in those 20 minutes instead of watching 20 minutes of reels? Why shouldn't I like read something? And I'm reading about neurology right now and trying to understand different things about that science and how it affects my brain. So
And
I'm
also-
actually grateful for that also, because that has inculcated that habit in me, you know.
Yeah, so even attending one session will give you good amount of benefit.
Yeah.
But if you still want to sustain that benefit for long time, right?
Yeah.
Because look, life is like that. We are going to do something. We can do either right thing or wrong thing. That the two options are there.
Yeah.
So if I don't choose the right thing,
Yeah.
I will end up doing wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's normal.
Yeah.
Like we have
Yeah.
to eat food. If I don't eat right food, I'm gonna end up eating wrong food. So it is
Yeah,
just like
it's actually that simple.
it's
Yeah.
that simple. And for so many other people who still don't prefer to read a lot or don't enjoy that much,
Yeah.
today we have a amazing technology.
Yeah.
We don't have to even every time read physical books a lot. Why I kept my content very brief, that every single day you only have to just read, you know, even one paragraph or something. You
Yeah.
really don't have to read more.
Yeah.
And plus, why this YouTube channel I have started? Because you just have to listen to the content of that video.
Yeah.
If you just listen, don't even have to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It will actually keep your mind into that inquiry, critical thinking mode. Otherwise, what happens, as usual, our brain definitely,
Yeah.
you know, use
Again,
more
ego
energy.
filter.
Yeah. Brain have a habit not to do critical thinking and just you know, went by all the activities day, you know, moment by moment.
Yeah.
The same thing will happen. We won't have that sudden the critical thinking or
Yeah.
inquire what
Yeah.
this is doing to my life, what
Yeah.
this is doing to my mind. We won't have that.
True.
So unless we have this kind of channel subscribed, we are keep some of the serious students of mine, they will be keep watching my videos again and again, because they are saying that if they watch this video every week again and again, it helps them again and
Yeah.
again. This is what the strength of philosophy is.
Yeah.
And this is what we need.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so we don't have to just depend on the reading that much, but watch a content which will take a time, go deep, and help you to start critical thinking.
Yeah.
For example, my videos will be approximately around 10 minutes. Okay. So if in 24 hours you watch 10 minutes of video, that remaining time your mind will be critically, like, you know, aware, conscious what I am doing, what it is doing to my, you will remember it. Otherwise it will not be that easy to remember things by yourself.
It's like you've given this task to brain, because that's maybe the first thing, or whatever time you've actually, you know, listen to that, and after that something has gone inside your brain which has put a question mark. It's like a light bulb, you know, so now it's shedding light, and you know, on the since metaphorically on the darkness where it is, and then now you're seeing things, like you say, even subconscious, like you'll go on the day, but because it has already shed that light, now okay, it's coming to your inquiry also. That is what is happening. And I agree with that. Like sometimes I'll just be cooking, but I'll put it like, I don't see the video, but I'm listening to it because I'm just cooking, and instead of putting music, I'll sometimes put like podcasts, I'll put some informative stuff. That's how I like do with your videos also. Like I usually end up listening to them, and then I'm like, okay, I heard it once, and then I'm like, okay, this made sense, but this did not make sense, this is making me confused, so I'll go rewind it and I'll, like, you know, play it again. So, and because it's so short, it's, you know, psychologically also it helps you. Okay, it's 10 minutes, so let me just listen to it again, you know, let me deep dive into it. So I think that's the beauty of technology. And at the same time,
please feel free to ask me questions.
Yeah, I know.
In the comments. I will reply all the answers in the comments, and if
you're
needed,
pretty fast with that actually.
No, but actually, you know, even sometimes our own comments will help someone else.
Of
because
course.
I reply every comments personally.
I agree with that.
And those conversation might help somebody else too.
Yeah, so I agree with that, and that's what I'm saying. Like the beauty of technology is, how I feel is like, yes, of course, books are there, and that itself is a medium for information. You know, like this is the information I have. This is the wisdom through my experiences, my journey, and my learnings. I am giving this information to you, and then the same is with like technology. Like, okay, you have these learnings and wisdoms, like you have learned these things, and now you want to give it to the people around you, to the generations around you, because you have learned this and this has helped you. So now how do you help others, you know? And this is, I think, a very beautiful way to connect. It might not, like I said, always be the best solution unless you do the self work also side by side. Like if you, like how you said, yes, you can do yoga and it does help, but what is the base? Where is the foundation, you know? So these videos, again, on the internet there are many videos, but how you said, you also have to then read stuff simultaneously. You have to do the self-questioning and self-inquiry. And I think most of the videos, at least how I've seen your videos, are more of the format. Like I loved how you did with the Matrix one also. Like you've taken the movie Matrix and broken it down to how it is connected to philosophy and Vedanta. And you know, this is what we need to see in everyday life in ourselves also. Okay, how is this connected to Vedanta? What is the philosophical aspect of this? And not just like, I think philosophical itself, some people understand it the wrong way, that okay, this is something very spiritual and you know, you are just disconnected from the world. But I think that is a very stereotypical thing around it. And this is when you explain things like, you know, you're taking Matrix and, you know, breaking it down, that's where the practical application is coming. So I really like those formats that you do, because it makes it fun.
Exactly. So main idea is that you know, the people, even younger generation, really understand that. That's why I wrote my own book, that if they read even the other books, older books especially, then they think that okay, this has nothing to do with my life. Even my today's life. And this is some kind of spiritual thing or whatever. All those words have some ideas in your mind.
Preconceived notions.
Now philosophy, that means something boring. Those things have just an idea. You just start, and see for yourself. You
Yeah.
are not giving that much,
Yeah.
that much time of your life.
Yeah.
Whether this is working or not. But yeah, through this, actually philosophy means whatever my life is right now,
Exactly.
what I do for entertainment, what I do, how I build my relationship with someone, what I do personally, even every single aspect of life is philosophy. And
Yeah.
so many people think that I don't know anything about philosophy and I'm not interested to know.
But they know.
But just like we discussed, that either you can do good action or you can do wrong action, right? Right activity
Yeah.
or wrong activity during the whole day.
Yeah.
It's just like that. Everyone is already living with some philosophy in your
Yeah.
mind.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
But if this is someone else's, all the bulk, all the information is put in your mind. You already have the philosophy. That's why you know
Yeah.
what to do next.
Yeah.
Based on those things, right?
Yeah.
How to choose partner, how to choose friend,
Yeah.
what to do next with this free hour, what is entertainment, what is
Yeah.
my happiness, everything. You have the proper definitions, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have definition, that means you already have a philosophy.
I have a philosophy of
But
life.
if you
yeah.
think that my way of living is somehow not working, gives me more anxiety,
Yeah.
how about check out those few those saints and those scholars who gave us this amazing philosophy. Let's check out their
Yeah.
point of view.
Yeah.
It's just everything is experiment. And
Yeah.
again, philosophy, especially Vedanta, is all about, you don't believe me. If you believe me, that means you still not get it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. Yeah.
The thing, whatever is said, you're not supposed to believe it.
You apply
you
it.
question it,
Yeah.
you apply it, you see for yourself.
Yeah.
Is it working in your life or not?
Yeah.
So yeah, the idea of philosophy and religion and all those things,
Yeah.
it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, all the young people, they are just gonna enjoy learning this. Because I personally know, if something is boring, I don't want that in my life.
Yeah.
I want happiness and peace and freedom in my life, nothing else.
Yeah. I think how you explained it is like I just got goosebumps all over myself, because like Vedanta in itself is such a free and liberating way of exploring life, like exploration and understanding, because it's all trial and errors constantly, and nobody's forcing you to live a certain way. How we just like, I don't want to get into the technicalities of religion works and spirituality works, but like you said, with other ways it's all or the other way around, like how Vedanta is like not forcing one way of living, it is just showing you different ways of living, and then you inquire yourself, okay, is this working for me, is this not working for me, and then what works you keep, because that, like we are discussing that subject itself, like how do we feel happy and how do we live a more sustainable life, not just like temporary happiness but like daily, because that is why then that rush of temporary happiness has a down of temporary like sadness, and that is why the cycles keep going on, and we are always questioning like, why am I here, what am I doing? But are you really questioning what you are doing is, I think, where this ends at.
If you are ready to go deeper than just managing thoughts, I also invite you to join our online Vedanta book club. The link is in the description below.